Fit Fam? It's Coach Rod from Functional Flex, Team FFLEX. I'm here in the office, just got back from Canada last night. Crazy trip, crazy awesome, great time, another competition down. Today I'm here to tell you guys a little bit about your metabolism and how it works. It's one of the most common questions I get from competitors, from people trying to burn fat, from people trying to build muscle, from people with fast metabolism, slow metabolism. Everybody's just wondering, what's up with the metabolism, Ryan? How does it work? What do I need to do? What's the deal? Why do you talk about metabolic damage? Why do you talk about slower metabolism? Why do you talk about faster metabolism? What do I need to do? Okay, I'm going to tell you guys real quick little overview about your metabolism and how you can work it, what you need to do to get it influenced one way or another. Okay, so metabolic rate, you guys, that is going to be your basic kind of function for the amount of calories you need to operate your body. Or in a more kind of fitness sense, it's going to be the amount of calories you either need to go up above to build muscle or go down below to burn fat. So we have this kind of maintenance calorie level that's going to maintain your current body weight, going to maintain your current body fat percentage, going to maintain your current muscle mass. That is your metabolic rate. Okay, so here at this point, that's kind of your level playing field to maintain your body, maintain where you're at. Now, if you want to influence that to build some muscle, you have to go above the metabolic rate because that's going to give us a caloric surplus. Caloric surplus allows for muscle growth, strength development. Only in a calorie surplus can you make substantial hypertrophy of muscles and substantial strength gains, okay? You can do it other ways by undulating higher and lower calorie days, etc. But for the most part, if you're in a phase where you're trying to build strength, you're trying to build muscle, you're trying to change your aesthetic, build some shape, do things like that, it's a caloric surplus, which means you're in an amount of calories above your maintenance, okay? So that's important to note. Now if you try and do the opposite, you're trying to lean out, you're trying to burn some fat, you're trying to lose weight, contest prep, whatever it is, caloric deficit, which means below the caloric maintenance, okay? Below the metabolic rate. If we get the calories below that, the body is now going to turn towards body fat stores for energy that it's not getting from food, okay? Because the metabolism still needs to be fed. Now, that's the gist of how the metabolism works. It's basically a maintenance level. You need to go below it to burn fat, and you need to go above it to build muscle, do things like that. Now, what is metabolic damage, and why do I always talk about that from kind of the crash diets, the chronic cardio, all this stuff? Metabolic rate, you guys, will change depending on the activity and the output you do. Your body's kind of goal in every sense, if we take out the conscious brain that thinks all this stuff, the primitive brain that operates, that controls how many times you breathe a day, how many times your heart beats, all these kind of functions that you don't actually have conscious thought behind, that controls the metabolism too, to a large degree. And the body looks at this as what energy's coming in and what energy's going out. And that's how it's going to regulate itself to maintain balance. Okay? So, for example, a fast metabolism is going to burn more calories. You're going to be burning a lot more calories at rest. So if your metabolism is quick, and then you all of a sudden go into a crash diet where you're not getting a lot of calories all of a sudden now, you just started a new thing, you cut your calories too low, whatever it was, now the metabolic rate that's super high is burning energy, which is not ideal for survival in the primitive brain sense. Your body doesn't know that we got food and we're training and we're doing all this stuff. It basically just senses calories in versus calories out, and I'm trying to stay alive, I'm trying to build longevity for this human right here, this person that you are, and the only way you can maintain that is by making sure that you're well fed. So if you're in a state where your calories are burning high at rest, right, you're not doing extra energy, all this stuff, you already have a high fast metabolism, and now you cut your calories too low, your body senses this as an immediate threat to the system that you're probably gonna die. Because basically you're not getting enough energy to even maintain your body function. So what is it gonna do? It's gonna dial your metabolic rate down. It's going to take your metabolism to a lower level, which means now the caloric maintenance we need is going to be at a lower spot. Now, this is not ideal for many, many scenarios. It's especially not ideal for putting on muscle. It's especially not ideal for losing fat. And it's especially not ideal for just normal everyday body function. You're basically throwing your body into survival mode. Okay, so this happens at any level of metabolism. If you have a regular metabolism, you have a slower already metabolism, if you cut stuff too fast, too hard, you're going to bring it even lower. You're going to set yourself into starvation mode, which is going to mean it's really, really hard to attain any of your fitness goals. And the only way I can describe this is, I know you've all seen the person who goes on the kind of crazy diet. They go to the new weight loss fad, the new fat loss fad, whatever, that says eat less than 1,000 calories a day, do all this cardio, whatever. They lose some weight initially, and then they gain it all back. They gain it back and then some, and then they maintain that. They don't ever get it cut off again, and it's basically due to the fact that the metabolism slowed down to the point where it was such a low maintenance. Like if you cut your calories down, let's say 1,000, let's say you cut them to 1,000, ladies out here, I know a lot of you do this. You cut your calories down to 1,000, now you're going to take your caloric maintenance, your metabolic level, your metabolic rate, to 1,000 fucking calories. So the only way to cut fat beyond that now, once you hit a plateau, is to go lower, which is not ideal. You can't do it. And that means anytime you eat over 1,000 calories, which will happen many, many times, you're not on a diet, you're not doing a contest prep, something like that, you're going to gain weight. And you're going to gain it rapidly because the metabolic rate is low, and now we're adding more and more food in, etc., blah, blah, fucking blah. You're in a spot you don't want to be. This happens all the time, and this also affects your hormone function. This will dictate how your body operates. All of these things are going to come strictly from your calories, you guys. So the metabolism, the metabolic rate, super important to maintain, to keep healthy. The goal with any diet you do, whether it be for fat loss, for contest prep, whatever it is, weight loss, doesn't matter. You should always eat absolutely as much as you possibly can while still getting the results you need to get. Let me say that again. Always eat as much as you possibly can while still getting the results you need to get. A lot of people will do this. They'll cut their calories just a little bit and they'll start losing a little weight. They might lose a half a pound a week, whatever, and then they'll say that's not fast enough. They'll cut 500. Then they'll go 700. Then they'll go 1,000. And now we're getting into some serious issues. The slower that you lose the weight, the slower that you burn the fat, the longer that's going to last. You're going to be able to cut it off and keep it off. I lost 90 pounds myself, never gained it back. And I did it sustainably in a manner that was not a dramatic kind of, I'm going to cut my calories 1,000 and here we go. I dialed it down step by step by step, and that's exactly what you need to do if you're in this spot, no matter who you are, what you're doing. You need to make sure that you don't mess up your metabolism. If you dial your calories slowly in either direction, either down or up, you're going to get an influence at the metabolic rate to where it's going to be able to keep up. It's going to be able to maintain, and it's going to be able to do it the right way. You're not throwing your body into survival mode ever when you're cutting or when you're building. Because this is the same for a reverse. You guys have heard me talk about reverse diet. We've done some videos on this, etc. I talk about it all the time. A reverse diet is the same thing. Let's say you've cut your calories low. Now you need to get your metabolic rate back up. Get it into a good spot where it's going to burn high calories again. Because again, the body will adjust based on the calories that come in and the energy that goes out. That's how the metabolic rate is dictated. So if we want to speed up the metabolic rate to get to a point where we can build some muscle, build some strength, etc., because we know we can't do these both at the exact same time, then we need to slowly increase the metabolism, and slowly increase the metabolic rate, put on lean muscle mass, put on some more strength, but minimize fat gain by doing it step by step at a slow pace. You have to let the metabolism adapt, you have to let it continue to move forward, and you have to let it get in the groove with your body as you go. And that's how you're going to get the best possible result. So your metabolism, you guys, to sum it up, is going to be influenced by the energy that you're taking in and the energy you're putting out. If you do anything too crazy, you increase your intensity in your workouts. Let's say you're doing cardio 3 days a week, now you do it 7 times a week, all of a sudden randomly with no changes to your calories, no changes to your macros, that's going to be a shock to the system. Let's say you just decide to cut your calories, you want to do the new fad diet, whatever came up, you're going to drop your calories too low, too fast, you're going to shock the system. When you shock the system, you will get quick results in the short term, and you will get long-term side effects and problems with the metabolism and the hormones and everything else that will come of that from trying to shortcut the process. The process is step by step, should be slowly done, should be eating as much as possible all the time, and should always be monitoring your progress. And what I mean by that is you need to be doing check-ins with yourself every week or with a coach, whatever you got going, to make sure that you're moving in the direction you need to be doing it at a gradual pace. This is not a fucking race to the finish line as fast as possible. This is a lifelong marathon. And the stuff you do with your diets, the stuff you do with your metabolism will last a lifetime. That's what you need to understand. You want to do a cool fucking 12-week prep where you cut your calories down to 900? Great. You're going to deal with the side effects of that for the next 2-3 years at a minimum if you're making an effort to change it back. If you don't, like so many people don't do, then you're going to deal with that for a lot longer. You guys, the metabolism is so important. It's the number one thing that dictates so much of your body's processes. All the nutrients, all of everything, the way your body operates is going to come from your metabolic rate. At all costs, you should be doing what you can to have the healthiest possible metabolism, burning the most calories at the time, and just maintaining a nice healthy lean body mass, lean body fat, all that in a nice healthy spot year round. You should not be trying to do this kind of cut, rebound, yo-yo diet bullshit we see, because for one, your metabolism will become resilient to that and it becomes a lot harder to deal with down the road when you try to burn fat. And for two, it is not healthy for any of your body processes to be going up and down like a fucking yo-yo throughout the year. So if you want the best metabolism, you guys, no matter what you're trying to do, try to get your metabolism rate up high. If you're trying to build muscle, get your calories up high slowly and gradually. If you're trying to burn fat, get them up high slowly and gradually and then cut them down so they're at a new kind of higher level versus being dramatically low. You should never be cutting calories near 1,000. You should never be cutting calories sub 1,000 ever. I don't care who you are or what you do. If you're a male watching this video, I've seen this happen before. If you're female, I see it all every day. Okay? You need to make sure that you keep your metabolism firing. You need to make sure you keep it on fire. Think of it like an engine in a car. The amount of fuel that you put in is the amount of energy you're going to get out. And if you want to train hard, you want to train better, and you want to get the best fucking results, eat as much as you can all the time for all phases of your life. Maintain your lean body mass year round. Don't yo-yo. Don't do the up and down bullshit. And stay fucking consistent. Coach Ryan is out.